Here we go, Hour 4, G-Bag Nation on 105.3 The Fan. We got a little bit of breaking news here on your Cowboys, and for the latest on that and more, here's the chief of football's finest.
Unbelievable. We got a lot to get to, so let's do it right after this.
But at the end of the day, it's about taking it a day by a time, a day and a day and a day, just continuing to do that.
You cannot lose games in the NFL and still win.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game.
It doesn't matter. He pulls another rabbit out of his head.
Okay, we go live to our kicker correspondent here in studio. He goes by the name Zach Wolchuk, and he is live.
Here I am, everyone, kicker correspondent here. We've got new information. Calvin Watkins, Morning News, reporting the Cowboys offer Brandon Aubrey the largest contract for a kicker in NFL history, according to a person with knowledge of the talks. Aubrey, who is a restricted free agent, was offered a deal with an average salary of close to $7.5 million, but is looking for nearly $10 million per season. Right now, Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker has the largest contract at the position. His average per year is $6.4 million, with a total value up to $25.6. So if the $7.5 million number is accurate, that's $1.1 million more than the highest paid kicker in the league, but they're wanting close to 10. I can understand the frustration here that Stephen Jones was expressing yesterday.
We're getting close to the point, to the breaking point of saying, you know what, we'll go find another kicker and we'll pay him $3 or $4 million, or we'll take a guy out of college and pay him significantly less. We're on turf, you know. This is putting off, to me, the Micah Parsons, David Mulligetta stuff, where it's like an agent doesn't respect you, thinks you will cave to anything, and it's time to play card number 2 in the bleep you agents playback game for the Cowboys. $10 million is too much for a kicker, guys.
There's no question.
I'm with you, man.
And I'm sure they'd be willing to come down from that, but they're setting the bar pretty high, and maybe they want to settle at north of $8 million. I feel
like 7.5 is pretty damn
fair. The
fair.
first round tender $8 million, so put the first round tender on him.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think you got to stop at 8. I don't
absolutely.
think you can go higher than 8. And I love Brandon Aubrey, fellow Plano Wildcat. I am all about pay the kicker. You don't want to be the team. You don't realize how important it is until you don't have one.
Yeah.
But we're talking about crazy numbers now for a kicker. Get your money, man, but let's not hold the team hostage. That's kind of what that feels like if you're really trying to get $10 million. I don't know a team that's going to pay you that.
Who's the agent?
Todd France with Athletes First.
And he is the one that negotiated the Dak contract.
Dak contract. See, this is the thing that I think is going to be interesting. It's funny because we were talking to Rappaport today, and he looked down at his phone, and he hurried off. Like maybe that's the information that was coming down because he was talking about Aubrey and stuff like that, and he got a text, and I was wondering if that's where. 'Cause I looked at Bobby, and I go, something's up, man, because he put the headset down, hey guys, thanks, and then hustled off. So maybe they were getting that news that this was probably going down, or something like this was going down.
Yeah, and 940 says the cap's gone up 25% since Butker signed, so maybe the $10 million's about right. Look, I'm not the numbers guy. You guys know I am math illiterate. I am not good when it comes to numbers, but we're just talking about highest paid to your position, and you're setting the bar. You're setting history. $7.5 million, that's over $1 million more than the next closest guy. I still think that's a fair offer. If you want to go to 8, I don't know that they're going to go much higher than that. This is going to be interesting.
If you had a great roster like the Cowboys thought they had in 2007 and 2008, remember that when they traded down because they didn't feel like they needed to draft anybody capable of starting because their roster was full.
Draft.
If your roster was that good and you're like, wow, well, yeah, of course, let's keep our kicker. There are so many holes on this team that could be fixed and then some with a $10 million expense. You're talking about 2 or 3 place kicks for field goals, maybe a game at most, couple of those, couple of extra points, some kickoffs. That'd be a really tough pill to swallow, especially if you're one of the other good players on the team that's fighting for $5-6 million they're not going to give you because they gave it to the kicker. I don't think it's good for the locker room either, guys.
No, that's a weird deal. I guess I don't mind the idea of looking at things, especially if you're the agent, of looking at things like the percentage of the salary cap.
Yeah.
I think that does make sense. So
absolutely, yeah.
So I don't know if those numbers are correct though.
That's 3%.
No, yeah, I'm just going off of
that's
our
3%. It was $6.4 million. And that was when the cap was at like $255 million, and now the cap's going to what, like $305?
Yeah.
So
Roughly.
it definitely, I mean, it's definitely an increase here, but man, that feels like quite a bit. And I don't know that the Cowboys would budge on that.
I mean, if you want to, I mean, yeah, I feel like, gosh, even 8.5 for. I don't think you're going over that.
Tag him and see if somebody goes after it.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
Yeah.
And when they tag him, take the second round pick or whatever the pick is, and just go for it. You know, I mean, yeah, you lose the kicker, but if you're, listen, I think there's a team out there that'll give him $10 million.
Maybe.
You know,
maybe there is one that's just so frustrated.
And you get what, a second round pick for him?
Well,
yeah.
If you could tender, you could tender. I know Dawson, we were talking about a first round tender and all that, but if you tender where you can, like you tender a second round number on him, hell, if you feel that good, I mean, listen, nobody wants to lose the damn kicker, but $10 million a year, that's a little rough right there, I'd say.
Well, I mean, if the first round tender is $8 million, doesn't that put a value on him of around $8 million? So the first round tender, maybe you're saying nobody would be willing to give him $10 million and give up their first.
Yeah, but what you're saying is like, yeah, you're absolutely you're seeing if somebody will negotiate. Somebody will negotiate for it is what you're doing. So you're putting the tender on him, and somebody will have the opportunity. You have the right to match it, or say no. We'll match it, and we'll take whatever deal you make. But I'd protect myself here. We'll see how bad somebody wants a kicker.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because I think like we talk about what the star does for you as an individual, and I don't think it does more for anyone than it does for Brandon Aubrey. Like, you're a kicker. You are Mr. Nobody, but being on the Cowboys has elevated him in a huge way to where he's much more of a household name.
Well, and he's a local guy. He's from the area. His family lives here.
Yeah, he's got a great backstory and all that kind of stuff, but like there's plenty of kickers right now. Like, off the top of your head, could a random football fan name the Jaguars kicker or the Seahawks kicker who did some special things?
Yeah, it's Little,
this year
isn't it? The guy who makes long field goals?
Myers, yeah, but I mean, little rando person, probably not.
No, definitely not. So,
hey, I got it confirmed. He did ask for $10 million.
And I get sort of asking for that. But,
yeah, of course.
But then being unwilling to sort of move off, you're like, okay, you set it at 10, we hit you at 7.5.
All right, we come back to 8.5.
It's like, okay, can we get to 8?
But we probably can't wiggle more than that.
Yeah.
Well, it's Todd France.
No, he's not screwing around.
No, he ain't screwing around.
He's playing with confidence here when he negotiates with the Joneses, that's for sure. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and let's relive the moment. Bobby sent it to us, Broaddus, the moment where you walk up around the Super Bowl champion general manager of the Seattle Seahawks, your former intern. He is John Schneider at the podium, and he's in the middle of an answer, and then he looks over, and his face lights up as he sees Bryan Broaddus.
Yeah, just business as usual and all football.
Are you expecting
Bryan, what's up, buddy?
Are you expecting her to be your...
What's up, buddy?
Brian, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
And when you in the video, like if you go on Twitter, you can see it. Like his face lights up. He couldn't be happier.
I know that guy.
And more surprised to just see your mug right there. He was fired up.
Well, yeah, he was. I'll tell you what, man. They were asking him some tough questions. He was looking for a friendly face. I guess he's glad to have seen me there because they were, for a guy that won the Super Bowl, that media was going after him about the players and the guys and how they're going to structure the roster and stuff like that. But yeah, it's nice to come here and see those guys, and it's nice to see him having the success that he's had.
Any update on the Akeem Mesidor narcolepsy and how he overcame it?
The players, the defensive linemen are here tomorrow. So when he goes up on the podium, I'm going to go up and ask him the question like, "Hey, you've got a history of solving narcolepsy. Can you share it for us?" And see what he says. I'll get to the bottom of that, too.
Okay, beautiful. And then I heard there might have been a Kliss situation floating around there. You bumped him. You found Kliss?
I saw him. I ran right into him. Channel 9, I was trying to go around at the break. I think Sean Payton was talking, so I was trying to get around over there. He was getting in my way, Kliss. He was setting up Channel 9, was doing their stuff, and I was just like, why do you have to set up right here? He and I just don't get along very well. he's just not I don't think he's a very good guy.
Sounds like an epic grudge match. The Interruptosaurus against
two old men going at it is what this is. Yeah, but he just happened to set up right where I turned the corner and he happened to be right there. And I'm like,
oh God!
And it took everything in my power not to push the camera over and just keep walking. Yeah, okay.
That'd have been a power move right there.
Yeah, it'd been a power move, but I've been in jail probably. That was probably a bad idea.
Broaddus has an adversary in Denver, one of the old man sports reporters. They have
Channel 9, Mike Kliss.
What did he say about you? You're like an old hack.
I called him an old hack.
Okay.
He said he goes. Yeah. What kind of source does a guy who's in Dallas know about, And like, oh, okay. All right. You're going to challenge me on this one, aren't you? And he sure enough, he did. So every time I see him, I call him a hack. I'm like, hey, hack. That kind of thing.
I love that.
He looks at me. He knows. He knows when he sees me, it's going to be a problem.
All right, so we have
it's going to be a long week there in Indy.
Yeah,
a lot of St. Elmo's.
Yeah. Get him drunk out there. And maybe roll around the streets of Indianapolis.
Broaddus,
like your Mark Sanchez.
Broaddus v. Kliss would be an all-time fight, man.
Don't get stabbed, man.
That's going to get some clicks. All right, this is the quote.
It'd be like that boxing match. Maybe we can open for who's Pacquiao fighting Mayweather. What is that? Is that the 47 versus the 49 right there?
That is.
Maybe we can have the 62 versus the 82 or however old he is. Maybe we could be the undercard for that or something like that.
I'm here for it, bro.
Take my money. Here's my credit card.
Yeah, sign me up. All right, Nick Sirianni, Eagles head coach. This is the quote about the future of A.J. Brown with the Eagles. He says, quote, I can't guarantee how anything's going to play out into the next season. I can't guarantee that. I'm thinking I'm going to be the head coach this season, but it's like you can't guarantee anything past tomorrow. Like Howie said, the general manager, right? Like it's hard to get good players in this league. AJ's a great player, and AJ's a good teammate, and AJ's a good person. So like I said earlier, does he want to be here? Yes. Do I want him to be here? Yes. So, hopefully that works.
Yeah, this seems crazy to me because
he's dipping into the bag of I don't even know if I'm going to be coaching the team next year.
Wow,
like he is reaching his balls off.
It doesn't seem like what they have done which is to be aggressive in team building and like reshaping that roster. They must feel like there's no better option. But I'm going to say it again. There is another shoe to drop here with the Philadelphia Eagles and the troubles they've had and the bizarre things that have been said around this football team this offseason.
You would still take 2 Super Bowl appearances, wouldn't you, Gavin?
Absolutely. Yes.
Is that a serious question?
They won the last 10 years in a huge way.
Damn, Wolchuk.
I want the Super Bowl.
I have to Mike Kliss you here in a second.
No, don't call me a hack.
You are a hack.
Never go full Kliss, bro.
Yeah, never full Klissing.
All right, I do have a My Strange Football Addiction, but we can bookmark that. We can save it because I want to get to the more pertinent matters, which is the UFL. Making some rule changes. Now, the NFL is not going to do anything about the tush push, apparently.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Because they got a guy that doesn't even work for a team leading it.
Yep.
It was the biggest eyesore it's been yet in 2025.
Yeah, it got worse.
Thanks a lot, Dick McKay.
Yeah.
Dick McKay, he needs to go back home.
I call out teams like they're competes. Like maybe you just don't want to win bad enough. But you got them on the ropes last year. It's time to finish it, and now you have the idea that this play is impossible to officiate. Yes. I thought that would have been the decisive factor because of how frustrating it is to see a game determined on something that it should have obviously been a false start. Philadelphia's, taking advantage of it. I thought it was easy, but maybe it wasn't worth the fight, or, maybe the Eagles are saying, we'll vote for your thing if you don't come after us on this. Like, there's got to be some sort of bartering behind closed doors that allows this to make sense.
So weird.
Yeah, I don't know why they're just dropping the conversations on it. It really doesn't make any sense, but that's where things stand in the NFL right now as it pertains to the tush push. But the UFL and their spring season, which is right around the corner, they have announced that they have banned the tush push. Okay, so shout out to the UFL for that. They're also doing 60-plus yard field goals will be worth 4 points.
Love it. Now we're keeping Aubrey.
Yeah, then $10 million makes a lot of sense.
Final score, Denver 37, Dallas 4. Post-game show with Wolchuk and Broaddus next.
I mean, let's talk
Holy
about
crap, the leg on that, Aubrey.
let's talk about 5 points for 70 plus. Now we're intentionally going backwards, down 5 in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Through
Final
some
score,
weird
Detroit.
origami quirk. We
Yes.
got to lose 12 yards here.
Take a knee, run back 3.
Final score, Detroit 51, Dallas 5. Post-game show next with Wolchuk and Broaddus.
Well, how about this one? No punting from inside opposing territory. So when you get into the other team's side of the field, past the 50-yard line, as soon as you establish yourself there, it doesn't matter what happens. If you get penalized and you get backed up out of it, you still are not allowed to punt. So as soon as your offense crosses the 50-yard line, even if on the very next play you get sacked and now it's 4th down, you can't punt.
That one's a little off to me. It just doesn't seem in the spirit of America. Where's my freedom?
Yeah,
I want my options.
Right, I should have some more options here.
Coward
It's not
Dawson.
America's sport.
It's not the most patriotic rule of all time, that's for sure. But they are there is a scenario where you could you could end up losing. It could be 4th down and 40 from now. Now you're back on your own 30-yard line and you can't punt the ball. That's how the UFL is doing it. That seems pretty strange.
How many times does this happen in a game there, Chief?
I'm sorry?
How many times does that happen in a game?
That's a good question. I'd have to look. How often does a team cross into a? I mean, I think it happens quite a bit where you
and then you get knocked back.
Yeah, then maybe you get a penalty, you get a holding call. Now you
take the delay of game.
Or there's a delay of game,
Yeah,
or you get sacked or something,
Sure.
and now you're back in your own territory, and it's 4th down. You can't
can
punt the
punt
ball.
then, right?
No, that's the whole thing.
You can punt when you're in your territory, not in their territory, right? But aren't we in our territory now?
As soon as you on any drive get across the 50-yard line,
so you're deemed across.
You're deemed yes.
always across.
Now, no matter what happens, you could go all the way back to your 1-yard line because your quarterback did something stupid.
Okay. All
and
right.
now
All
it's 4th and 50 from
My
your 1-yard
apologies.
line. You can't even punt the ball.
Yeah, I was wondering if you can loophole this. It's 4th and 8. You're at the 48, and I put my offense out there. I take the delay of game. Now I get a 5-yard penalty. Now I can punt and play field position if I want.
There we go.
No,
That's what
They're
I would
putting
do.
that loophole out of it and saying, no, you can't. I mean, maybe it ends up being
Sorry, Chief. I was
positive.
scrolling here a little bit.
I mean, more offense is not a bad thing.
I mean, it's exciting. It sort of puts it all out there.
But there
We're
is some
gambling.
strategy elements that you're now losing out of. Because, I mean, field position, that tilts games. And that's one where, if I got a coffin corner punter, I want to pin your ass back there.
Yeah, all 3 phases, man.
I like their ruling on the tush push. It seems like this one might just have been to try to get headlines so people would remember there is something called the UFL.
Yeah.
It's out there.
That was a friendly reminder for me.
Don't forget about us.
When I read that.
903 says all the teams that voted against the tush push used it with success last season. That's an interesting thing to explore. Okay, if you're not going to ban it, then watch this. And if you want to run the damn tush push with your quarterback, then go right ahead because he's probably going to end up injured. We're going to do it with our 4th string tight end. He's special teams master and our designated tush pusher while Aaron Rodgers stands back there giving you the first down sign in your face.
There you go. Darnell Washington, step right up.